Hello, I'm Pamela Davis. Welcome to episode 26 of the Well Done Life podcast. Hello, and welcome back to episode 26 of the Well Done Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you again for continuing to listen. I hope I'm adding value, and I look forward to connecting with you. The Well Done Life podcast is about building community by sharing experiences. No one is an expert at this thing called life, so I really look at this as an opportunity for us to learn and grow together. Before we dive in, I always like to give a thank you to all of the first responders holding it down for us out there. Again, as I continuously have mentioned, COVID-19 is really ravaging a lot of our areas and our countries. And I'm just sending prayers to all the people on the front lines who are doing everything they can to help us. Thank you for all the sacrifices. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your support. And I just pray that everybody can really be kind and considerate. Make sure you're wearing a mask and social distancing, because the only way that we're going to be able to get through this is if we come together. And it doesn't matter if we don't have leadership. We're the true leadership because we are the ones who set the tone for what's going to happen. So hopefully, if you're not wearing a mask, I can impact on you a thought to make sure you do, because you're not just affecting yourself, you're affecting other people. So again, prayers and reverence to all the people on the front line, and prayers and reverence to all of us out here trying to deal with COVID-19. Today's episode, I wanted to talk about women. There's just so much going on right now in the news in regards to women. Unfortunately, how do I put it? This is always a hard topic because as a Black woman, I always feel an extra amount of stress and burden. And there are many stereotypes about the Black woman. A lot of times our strength gets played to be as anger, and there's just so many layers to that. But then I think about it even as just women in general, because it's not a black or white thing. It's really about being a woman and how we have to fight so hard just to be seen in a lot of circumstances or to be heard. And don't get me wrong, and don't even start to talk about the pay inequities, about the over-sexualization of us. There are just so many aspects that we have to fight. And I can't speak from, obviously, another cultural perspective. I can only speak from mine, because as a Black woman, having to understand the power of my femininity, to understand my strength, to understand who I am and how I have to move in this world, I've had to make a lot of adjustments. I've had to really look at how I wanted to grow and how I wanted to move and how I wanted to be perceived, because there's a pressure on being a Black woman. And there's always the saying, Black women, we always get everything done. It is very true. We do. But a lot of times we get everything done because there is no one behind us to pick up the slack. We have to get it done because there is nothing left for us to do. And like I said, I wanted to talk about it because there's so much going on in reference to the media about Black women. I don't know if anyone has seen the tweet by Megan Thee Stallion, where she was talking about the fact that recently she was put in harm's way. She was shot. And there's a lot of speculation, and I don't really know anything because, believe it or not, I don't follow it that heavily to know all of the details. I saw it because I was on Twitter, and I actually saw her post on Instagram. And I understood it because she felt unsure. She felt unsafe, and she's really going through trauma. Even though people are making jokes and making light of it, this Black woman was shot in a situation that we don't really even know a lot of details about, but to even have a gun put on you, that's craziness. And I also saw another post yesterday, actually, by one of my favorite influencers, Awesomely Lovey or Lovey Ajahi. And if you've never checked her out, you definitely should. And I'm going to put her social media information in my show notes. She's amazing. But she was talking about a friend of hers who's, I believe it was her cousin. She was breaking up and trying to get out of a relationship. And unfortunately, the person that she was with couldn't accept the fact that she didn't want to be with him anymore. And he shot her in front of her child. And I think he shot her 12 times to be exact. And 2 of the bullets hit her 4-year-old child. Luckily, her child survived. But imagine the trauma of actually being there as a 4-year-old, seeing your mother get gunned down by your father. And think of how that child is going to have to process that information growing up. And stories like that unfortunately are not unique. They're not rare. They happen often and they don't get told, and they happen across color lines. Like I said, it's just, as a Black woman, I know that we are not protected. And it is very concerning to me because there is this level of unprotection out here. And there are so many Black women who are in situations where they are not supported or cared for. And that just could be a matter of circumstance. And it is unfortunate to me. And I think about that even regardless of race. Women should be protected. And because people haven't figured out by now, women are the foundation of society. If you want to get something accomplished, a woman is going to get it done faster than anyone else is going to get it done. That's just how it is. Like it or not, right, wrong, or indifferent, women are the ones who get things accomplished. I mean, no offense, women are Black women in particular, are the ones who are saving Joe Biden's chances for president. And they probably we're going to be the contributing factor to helping him get in the White House if he makes it that far. But women, and women are part of the reason why Hillary Clinton didn't make it. I mean, obviously there's some other challenges possibly as well to talk about, but women have a certain strength, and it is not respected or valued as much as it should be, because women have the ability to handle multiple things. I mean, we can multitask. We work, we take care of our families, we try to take care of ourselves. We do so many different things in society, and it's something that is expected of us. But then at the same respect, if you think about all the responsibility that lays on our shoulder for us not to be protected, that's craziness to me. And it's heartbreaking. And I have to admit, I'm frustrated by it, because I even think about it as myself. I'm single, as I've mentioned before, and I do a lot. I have to. I am the head of my household because that is the position that I need to hold in order to make sure that my mother and my sister are taken care of. And I would love to say that there is someone behind me that could pick up the slack, but there's not. And it's an unfortunate feeling. And it forces me to be stronger than what I want to be. And sometimes that strength gets held against me because people can read it as aloofness or not needing to be assisted, because I don't have time in a lot of instances to sit up here and run a play-by-play about what's going on under the hopes that you're going to pick me up. I need to go ahead and get it handled. I don't really have time for that. And I've had people in my life, I've had men tell me, I don't really know where I fit in because you're so strong. It's like you don't even need me. And I think that is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. But it is something that women, especially career-driven women, we hear all the time, that men just don't sometimes know their place with us, so they tend to back off from us. And that's ridiculous, because it's not the fact that we need you in some instances to pay bills and fix things. I do know. I need somebody to fix stuff. I hate fixing lights, and I hate pumping gas, on a side note. Just had to go ahead and put that out there because I am believing that my husband will magically hear this. Like I'm helping manifest somebody who's going to pump my gas and fix stuff and be able to do something. Because I'm past the pretty face and you can't do shit phase. Like I need you to be cute to me, but you actually have some skill set. So I have to manifest that at all times. And I'm sorry I digress. But for women, we want someone in our lives who can do those things. It's just a matter of being able to find a partner who's able to allow us to be vulnerable. You know, it's a two-way street. I mentioned in my episode to my pops, because I love black men and I believe in black men. I trust black men. But at the same time, with that love, with that admiration, with that trust, I have an expectation that actions will match words. So I look for that when I am getting to know someone and trying to build a relationship. If I can't trust you to handle the little things that I talk to you about, you know darn well, I know you're probably not cut out for the big things. So I'm just going to put you in a corner and keep pushing because I don't have the time to invest in getting to know someone who I know darn well cannot add value into my life. And I think that I have a similar thought probably to a lot of independent women out here. We don't have time because as women, we are expected to do so much. And we know that if for one instance, don't stay on our grind and hustle, things fall apart. Who has the time to let someone in who's not already showing you that they have the capability of bringing forth something that's going to benefit your life? Which then in turn goes back to feeling protected. As black women, or I'm sure even as women in general, we would love to be in situations where we have partners who we feel we could be weak with, who we can cry with, and who we can give our concerns and our fears to, and know that this person can handle that. But in some instances, I've noticed a lot of women are taking less so that they can have a relationship with someone who you know darn well can't do that, but you're just like, oh, well, if I keep encouraging him, he'll understand what I need one day. No, he won't, sis. He's never going to understand. But you're so inspired to want to be in that relationship that you're willing to take that. And you're in a position where you're not able to have that person who can back you up. And that's something that we have to work through as women. But we need men. And especially we need black men to encourage and love on us the way that we love them. And because love is not always telling someone what they want to hear. Love is about correction. And because if you love someone and you give them feedback about something that troubles you or something that they could do better, that's an act of love. If you don't care about someone, you just continuously let that person fuck up until the point where you're just like, you know what? I'm good, whatever. And then you move on with no explanation because you don't care. But when you care about someone and you love someone, you challenge them to be their best self because that's that expectation that you have. And when that person aligns themselves to be their best self and they're able to manifest that and put that off, that's what makes a woman feel comforted enough to know their actions and their words match up. I can trust this person to have my back. Because, we are in some unusual times right now. Who knew 2020 would be the year that it's been? And we need each other. We need everybody to step up. We can have fun. We can kick it. We can do cool, funny shit. But we really need to be a lot more serious and intentional about the people that we interact with and the things that we do. Because we are setting ourselves up for something even greater. And you have to make sure that you're giving your time and energy to the right people. So as black women, as women in general, we're tired and we want someone to come in to help us and to support us. But we need to know that the people that we're investing in have our best interest at heart. And it just concerns me because I see so many women talking about being brutalized at the hands of a man, or not feeling secure, or and needing someone that they can talk to, that they can be weak with, but we can't have that. And there's only so far as a woman that I'm able to go. I know that because I know I don't want to have to do everything. I don't think any woman wants to do everything. We don't want to be the breadwinner and the head of household and doing this, and this. I mean, it's not about giving up our strength and our power, but it's also about understanding that two equally yoked people can do amazing things, can move mountains greater than just one person. And I hope that didn't sound too crazy when I said it, but it literally is two people coming together. You know, it's not about being the single woman trying to be super sister save a hoe, trying to be the strength of it all. That's not what we're all looking for. Women, Black women, we want to be supported. We want to be protected. We want to be valued and respected. And when we are all of those things and we are able to bring out the best in our man, my God, great things happen in those type of situations. So I say all that to say that check on your strong friends. I mean, I heard about Tamar Braxton. She may have tried to harm herself. I heard about Amanda Seales talking about she had a emotional breakdown earlier this year. I mean, people are struggling. Women are struggling. Men are struggling. We're all there. There's not anyone who is going out here unaffected. But a lot of times the strong women that you know, they're going out here trying to make it, and they're swallowing all of the darts that are being thrown at them, and it's building up inside, and they need an outlet. They need someone that they can talk to. They need someone that they can connect with. So make sure you check in on your strong friends because they need you. Even though they may not say that they need you, do that check. Because you never know what someone is going through. And as we have seen through the passing of people that we've lost recently, Naya Rivera, Representative John Lewis, C.T., Vivian. I mean, time is fleeting. Life is fleeting. All the deaths that we're seeing with COVID-19, you never know what could happen. Be open to connecting with people that you love, that you cherish, and that you value. Guard your energy, guard your heart, and understand, my ladies, that from one strong woman to another, we don't have to do it all. And it is okay for us to guard our energy. And it's okay for us not to answer phone calls. And it's okay for us to say no. And it's okay for us to say that we are afraid. And it's okay to stop talking to people because they don't bring the right energy into your life. It's okay. That's what living the well-done life is all about, because you're a queen. And as a queen, you have to understand that heavy is the head that wears the crown. And as that head is heavy, you have to be selective with how you give out and you give in to people who will come in and out of your life. So be cognizant of that and treat yourself above all things like the precious jewel that you are. So I just wanted to pop on really quick to say that I hope today wasn't a rambly one. I hope you got something out of it. Definitely appreciate you listening. I'll make sure that all my social media information is in the show notes. But please be kind to each other. Please love on each other. And I hope you all have an amazing week. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for listening. Goodbye.